Is it a hit or is it hype? The Asics Superblast 2 launched this year, and if you manage to pick up a pair, I think you're probably really enjoying them, but lots of people do think this shoe is overhyped. Today I'm going to discuss that very issue. So many people have loved this one and the previous version, but is it really that much better than the rest? Let's discuss. Thanks for joining me on the channel, people. It's always appreciated. If you're enjoying the content, please do hit that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment too to help with the YouTube algorithm. Dankeschön. So why is the Asics Superblast 2 so good? It seems to sell out almost instantly whenever they drop a new colorway. A new batch hits the online retailers and they're gone within a few days. I think there's quite a few factors that we can consider about the Superblast 2 as to why it's so good. Firstly, there's the weight. My pair in a UK size 10.5 or US 11.5 have a colossal 47mm stack in the heel, and they're weighing only 299 grams or 10.5 ounces. That's like a staggeringly low amount for the amount of heel stack that you've got here. This isn't just your average max cushion shoe. I think the sample size measures about 45mm in the heel and about 37mm up front. So that at least ties in with my size sort of scaling there. I think when you're talking 250 grams for that amount of cushion in the sample size, it's just bonkers. And I think that the shoe feels even lighter than that on foot. Comparing the Brooks Glycerin Max up against the Superblast 2, and you get a big surprise. The Glycerin Max is a very cushioned shoe, but a lot denser than the Asics model. It's very soft, it's super consistent. It comes with a much heavier weight of 357 grams or 12.6 ounces. So this one's a full 2 ounces lighter than the Brooks Glycerin Max, and I have to be honest, that is very, very noticeable when you're using it. The Superblast feels so light and nimble in comparison to that one. It does the mental trick there of making you feel that the Asics Superblast 2 is much more versatile than pretty much all of its competitors that are perhaps around the same sort of stack or have at least similar width and surface area. That's my next point about this shoe, is the width, the surface area that you've got here. It's easily comparable to other max cushion models that you've got out there at the moment, but it offers some excellent stability due to the fact that the foam isn't like really squashy. It makes for one of the most assured midsoles underfoot that you can get. It's just such a forgiving midsole foam combination as well. Asics have taken advantage of the properties of two of their best foams really here. The top layer of the shoe uses Flight Foam Turbo Plus. That is a foam that appears within the Asics Metaspeed Sky and Edge range. It's quite a hollow feeling foam really, but it's very responsive. It has an awful lot of sort of give back, and then you've got Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco on the bottom section to provide a bit of durability, just to do some of that heavy lifting and keep the sort of more expensive, I suppose, or at least more responsive foam feeling good. I have to say it makes for one of the most forgiving midsoles ever in a running shoe. The previous version and this one really do feel fantastic. Really do save your legs. I can see this shoe being really popular for practically anybody that's on their feet all day. If you're walking perhaps, or you're in retail, stood up for hours on end, could be a real leg saver. And especially when you put that into a running shoe with a very light upper, it's the sort of shoe you can throw on for a very long run or a recovery effort too. So I think it's probably one of the most versatile options that you've got out there. Handles a range of pace extremely well, and it's one of those shoes that can fill many different positions within your running shoe rotation. I mean, it's an incredible tool if you're perhaps going to be doing a marathon in the future. This one could practically do 3 or 4 different jobs for you. That's a very powerful feature to have in a running shoe. And to be fair, during my testing, it's exactly what I found with this one. It's the sort of shoe that you can throw on regardless of the session that you're going to be doing. I mean, you might not even know what session you're doing. You might not have anything planned. You can put this on and it's probably going to be able to handle it. No more worrying about the right shoe for your long run. Perhaps if you're putting in some half marathon or full marathon intervals in there, it's going to feel good at practically any pace, and that includes recovery sections too. The Superblast 2 will do the job. The Glycerin Max from Brooks, for example, weighs quite a bit more, and it's not even got the same amount of surface area and width to the shoe as the Superblast 2. I just don't feel that type of shoe is going to feel good for people that are going to be running at like marathon pace or half marathon pace. It's just too much shoe there underfoot. Outsole wise, this one's been durable so far. I've done about 100k in these, and it feels like they're just sort of warming up. There's an improved rubber pattern here that Asics have implemented on this version. Lots more ridges here in the forefoot and the heel, and it dramatically improves the traction on practically any surface. Easily as good as anything else on the market at the moment. I mean, I wouldn't take it on a trail or anything like that. That's not really the intended use case here. Perhaps you could get away with it on those dusty trail paths you got over in the US, but you know, in bogland here in the UK, it's just not the one to use. So let's just do a quick recap as to where we are right now. So the Superblast 2 is lighter than many other max cushioned models out there at the moment. It still has some significant surface area underfoot, making it stable, and that gives it some mass appeal. The midsole makes it super versatile in comparison against other max cushion models, and the outsole is great across road and pavement, even in wet weather now, which the original wasn't the best at. I do remember walking around London like last summer, 2023 I think it was, and there was a lot of rain and it was quite slippery then. This does not suffer from the same problem. So that's all very well, Ed, but you know, there is one factor that we do have to consider, and that is the price of the Superblast 2. This one's coming in at just under 200 quid here in the UK. That's more expensive than the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3, one of their best super shoes, and the major problem that keeps cropping up amongst the comments of a lot of my videos in relation to the Superblast 2 is the availability. At present in the UK, I can only find sporadic sizes in the Superblast 2 across various different colorways that have been released. I can't find a full size run anywhere at all, aside from StockX, where I think people have even been buying the shoe up and then putting it up for resale. What is that all about? And quite humorously, I think it's the same sort of situation as people buying the PS5 Pro and the external disk drives, at least the disk drives you can mount onto the Pro, and trying to make a few quid out of those. Nobody's buying. I think it's slightly perplexing of an issue, and also not that much of a surprise. The shoe does share a load of tech features as per the Metaspeed Sky series. Perhaps is it scarcity to drive up sales? I don't think it is, actually, not from Asics this time. I think they're just trying to ensure they don't overproduce a shoe that's perhaps a little bit more expensive to produce. I think they're producing them as they see fit, and you know, if something keeps coming out and it keeps selling out, it's a trainer type shoe, well, fair enough. I mean, it's great to have a really popular shoe, and that's what they've got here, but overproducing a shoe that's that bit more costly isn't great business, especially if you have it priced at a higher level than some other super shoes. I've got to say, this one is right up there in terms of running enjoyment over the course of 2024. It's going to be high in my top 10, I have to say that already, and it's one that I can confirm gets better and better the more you use it. How many shoes can you say that about these days? So put it on your Christmas list. Hopefully Santa knows that they're pretty hard to get hold of, and he's gonna ask the elves if they can knock up a few extra full-size runs of this one. Perhaps they're doing that right now. They've got a big vat and they're cooking up the Flight Foam Turbo Plus. Maybe that's where they've all gone. Santa's buying them up for you runners for Christmas this year. What is your take on the Superblast 2 from Asics? Has it been a great trainer for you, or did you not experience the marvellous midsole feel? Let us know how you got on down in the comments. I know some influencers have been like hyping up the shoe a huge amount, possibly to levels that, you know, no shoe is ever going to live up to. I don't really feel that's the case here. It is a really great shoe. It does feel wonderful, and it gets better and better. It's really durable too, and now with the improved grip, I think it's worth some of the plaudits that it's receiving. Musical interlude time. Christmas is round the corner, and especially if you've got little kids, Christmas is all about children and the magic. I'm still right there, I've got to be honest with you guys. I love Christmas. It's my favourite time of year, and to have it so tantalisingly close now well, that for me just means I can watch all the Christmas films and all the Christmas music I can get away with. One of my favourites of recent years has been the Muppets Christmas Carol, and what with all the ridiculous stuff going on in the world at the moment, the division and the just damn right nastiness, I suppose, the end piece of music on the Muppets Christmas Carol is just beautiful. It's pure joy and love. Just feels really warm when love is found. And there's only a few bits of lyrical content in there, but the music behind it is just heartwarming. It really lifts the spirits. Watch the film with the added song into it as well, which is about midway. It really makes the film make more sense, and the arc of Scrooge realizing, you know, what he's become and getting back to where he needs to be is made even better, I suppose, by the added song that they've placed back into the film. But at the end, it's just wonderful. Michael Caine, what a performance in that film. It is truly fantastic. What an actor. And it never feels like the puppets and stuff are not real for some reason. They really put across loads of emotion. It's a truly incredible film, and if you've never seen the Muppet Christmas Carol, go and watch it. I don't care if it's only just November. People still setting off fireworks out here. Go and check it out. I think you'll love it, especially the ending. It'll bring a smile or a tear, and maybe a bit of both. Thanks for tuning in, people. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment as well to help with the YouTube algorithm. My name's Eddbud, and I'll be seeing you